So we're going to make a Protea vase today using one of the Protea boxes that we got from our friends at Splendor Farms. This is one of my favorite vases. I love it. It's a big vase. It sits in the middle of the great room on the credenza, and so I can see it from both sides of the room. I think it's wonderful. And I just wanted to show you how easy it is to make a beautiful vase like this with what you get inside those boxes. You can go back to our other video and you can look at me unpacking those boxes from Splendor Proteas, and they're just absolutely glorious. So in this box, I wanted to tell you what we got. We got 60 stems. So we got high gold, which is this pincushion over here. We got gold stripe, which is this beautiful leucadendron. We got Mina orange, which is this one right here. It's the pincushion right here. And then we got Acacia purple. We got some leptospermum right here, leptospermum, and we got some eucalyptus, silver dollar eucalyptus. Okay, and that comes inside box 4. Okay, it's designer combo number 4. Okay, so if you're looking at their website and you want to know which one it is, that's what this one is. We got 10 stems of the each pincushion and 10 stems of the leucadendron, and then the other stems. So we have a total of 60 stems for this vase right here. In my vase, I have used Chrysal Professional 3, and I have also used my CVDN tablet. So I used the Chrysal Professional 3 and 2 CVDN tablets. Because we're dealing with Protea and because they have a fuzzy stem, it's extremely important that we would use those, because what happens is that it's going to allow, they could create bacteria fast because of the sugars in the preservatives and then the fuzzy stems, okay? So using that's going to control our bacteria, going to make sure that everyone lasts long. Now, we all know Protea lasts so long. Okay, and actually the pincushions aren't necessarily technically Protea, they're leptospermum, but you know, that's just the way it is. We still know them as Pincushion Protea because that's what everyone calls them, okay? So we're gonna make this beautiful vase today and just show you how quickly and easily it can come together. So what we're gonna start with is, I'm gonna start with my purple Acacia. I just love this because it's just so beautiful. And, you know, purple is a contrasting color to our yellow. And so it's going to be a complementary color to that. What I'm doing here is I'm just pulling off a little bit of the foliage down at the bottom of the stem so that it won't go into my water, because this has such a, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a very feathery fern-like foliage, right? And because it's that fern-like foliage, if it's under the water, it's going to cause problems. It's going to create bacteria faster. And so I'm just pulling off what's going to fall below that water line, okay? Now, the other thing too is, this is a really fun arrangement to create, and it's just going to be very spectacular. I want you to make sure that you're taking time to enjoy the process and that you are, you know, just present for this. And so as I strip these, you know, I went through and I stripped all of them at the same time. I did them all first, and I got this little pile over here I'm just going to throw away. I'm going to be using my bypass cutters from Dram and my compact pruners because these are woody stems, okay? And so I'm going to cut them at an angle. Drop them in there. Just cutting off one there. And I'm going to pull a few more there. Okay. And you're going to notice what I'm doing is I'm setting the stem on the edge of the container so that the foliage is sitting up on the edge and then the stem is in the water. And we're crisscrossing them, as we always do, so that we create some structure down inside there. Now, those are sitting on the edge, okay? Sitting on the edge and crisscrossing. Sitting on the edge and crisscrossing. So now we have something that looks like that. Now, I have a few more pieces, but I don't want all these to be in one spot. So I don't want them to just be a collar around it. I want them to be infiltrated throughout the arrangement. So I'm going to put these back over here for now. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab our eucalyptus. Another reason that I used the CVBN tablets is because eucalyptus can make water in flower arrangements dirty very quickly, okay? It's part of the sap that's in there. And this is the silver dollar eucalyptus, which is so popular right now. Everybody loves that. And, you know, I talk about, I've coined a phrase that I really like for flower arranging, and it's called foliage first, because having the foliage first in the bouquet helps create a structure. If you've watched RuPaul's Drag Race, you know, there was a drag queen who did purse first. Purse first? I think about purse first, but I think about, she would always enter the room with her purse first. She would walk in with it, with her purse first, right? I think it's Bob the Drag Queen. But anyway, neither here nor there. Okay, so I think about foliage first. You lead your arrangement with foliage first, all right? We're gonna add some of our leptospermum. I pulled his little sleeve right off him. Okay. And again, these are just shorter pieces of leptospermum. This is also a relative to our beautiful pincushions that we're going to use. They're also leptospermum. Okay. And again, I've got one with a nice little curve. That's going to be super nice because it's going to allow it to sit out here. Okay, so I've got still 4 pieces of that left, and I'm going to put it over with. So now I've got about 12 pieces of foliage still left. Okay, now we're going to add our gold stripe. So gold stripe, and inside these little guys is like a little egg shape down inside there, and that little egg shape central piece is going to be really pretty. Now I'm going to strip these just a little bit because, again, I don't want any of this to fall down below the water line. And I just do it with my hand. I'm just grabbing them, peeling them down a little bit. Gold stripe leucodendron just really strips nicely. I mean, it really does well. So pretty. And you'll notice I've got my purple coloration, and I've also got some green colors up here, even a little bit of blue with my eucalyptus. But now when I add this, I get a little lime green going on inside there. And that lime green is going to make those other colors a little more vibrant and make them bubble up a little bit more. Now, obviously, if you wanted to use a tape grid with this, you could. If you wanted to use a piece of chicken wire, you could. But I prefer to teach you how to use your stems as structure because I think that that's just so important. Okay, so now we've got a great little basis happening right there. This little guy, there we go. Come on, be down in there. There we go. Okay, and now all of these are holding on to each other. They're helping each other be supported. And so we're going to come back in and we're going to add our yellow ones first. Okay. Now I'm looking at my stems. I have ones that are straight. I have ones that are curved. I want to use those curved ones coming out here to the side. I want to use the straight ones in the center where they can sit up more. Okay. So I can add these according to how their little stems look. Here's another good curvy one. We're going to put it over here. Notice how it curves out over here, right? It's another one. It's going to curve up here. And what you're noticing is I'm adding about half, maybe a little more than half of each of the different types first. That way I get a collection that's all integrated. Now, if I wanted to, I could do them as, individual. I could put I could group them together. I could put all of the orange pincushions in one place. I could put all of the yellow pincushions in another place. But for me, I wanted to make this an integrated bouquet. We can do that another time. Sure. Well, let's do that another time. We'll show you how to do it a different way. But this way, it makes them integrated. And this is probably technically, again, look at my curve. So that's going to be perfect for curving out of the vase. But look at how an integrated bouquet is just going to be impressive. And look at how quickly and easily this comes together in this vase. Really nice. So there we go. I've got 3. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in with my foliage. And I'm going to start in the exact same order that I did before. I'm going to go into the center with my purple acacia first. And I'm filling in that center point because everybody else built up from the outside, right? So now I'm using this towards the center. I'm going to go next with a couple pieces of my eucalyptus. And that way, everything isn't all around the outside. It gives depth and dimension to my bouquet. It makes everybody look better. This is also adding a bit more structure to the center of the arrangement. Now also, as I'm going along here, I might see a spot where I want to add one outside here, and it's okay to do that too. Not everybody has to go into this vacancy there. So I wanted to add a little something. I could even add a little gold strike down in there too, right? This technique is going to make you look like a pro. So, if the other thing I thought about when I got this box of flowers was I was like, wouldn't this be a lovely gift to take to somebody if you wanted to? And when we all get back to being together again and we want to go to somebody's house for dinner, I always want to take flowers. How wonderful to take this box of Protea and make a vase like this using one of the people's vases in their home. And you look like a pro. You look like an expert. You look like the flower wizard. Right? I think that's great. Okay. And so now we've got this. I'm going to go with my orange. Want orange one there. Want another orange one over here. I'm going to go with a yellow. I'm just kind of alternating them. And now is when I'm putting the finishing touches on, because I'm just being able to slip flowers into the places that they need to be. And because I've created that structure inside there using all of my stems, crisscrossing them. And you know what? I think I'm making an executive decision here. I think I want this one right here. Now you'll notice I have 60 stems in this vase too. And so my last step is always that little fluff. Okay. Just a little fluff on all sides. A little bit of fixing and rearranging maybe as I go. And even when I set this in the spot where it's going to go in the house, I'm going to want to make sure that it all fits together, right? And it all looks good. I'm always arranging stuff all the way to the very end. It's always, always, always what I do. Now, I am going to use my Kreisel Professional Glory as a final coat on this because I think it's super important, because my house is dry. It's wintertime. And they're going to appreciate having a little bit of that moisture sealed in. They're going to last longer. And I just love this. Wow. How pretty is this? This is just going to be great. I love it. See, I get a little bit fixated on that. That's what I do. But I love it. And so look we made that in 14 minutes. Okay? Really, probably 12, because we talked a little bit first. But, that's really easy. 12 minutes for a beautiful bouquet like this. Now, here's the kicker. I love to talk about the kicker sometimes, okay? This bouquet is going to last several weeks in our home, and it's just going to be beautiful. That's the thing is, these pincushions are going to open up all the way around, and that's why we have our flower food, and that's why we're going to check our flower food every day, our flower water level. And I love this because this clear glass, I can see it. I'm going to add water every single day. because I want to make sure that it has plenty of water so that it can last as long as possible. That's also why I added my CVBN tablets, to help keep the bacteria levels down in there. If I would need to, you could do a 2-person job. Sometimes if I have to change the water, I will pick up the whole thing in one piece like this. Whoop. And then I have Kel rinse out the vase, wash it out with soap and water, fill it up with water, put in new flower food, water, and then I drop it back down inside there. We do it together because it goes faster. And then you don't have to lay it down. And somebody can just stand there and hold it. Sometimes I have him stand there and hold it because I can scrub vases better. So there's that. But I hope you had a good time today. Hope you enjoyed our box, our box from, this is designer combo box number 4 from our friends at Splendor Farms. It includes high gold pincushions and Nina orange pincushions, gold strike leucadendron, acacia purple, leptospermum, and eucalyptus silver dollar. 60 stems in a beautiful vase like this. Great? Great. Until next time, keep having fun with flowers.